Hey YouTube, Team Gamekeeper here, and we're coming at you with deck profile of Chaos Dragons. We got Indignation from Duelist Groundz over here, representing Gamers Co-op, formerly known as Osier, in the West Island of Montreal. Everyone don't forget September 15th, right? September 15th, there's going to be regionals at Gamekeeper, hosted by, right there, Gamekeeper, Gamers Co-op, Carta Magica, and we're here at YCS Toronto. And what's going to be happening basically is, yeah, we're going to do the deck profile, so let's get to it, right? It's very different, I guess, from last format.
Yeah.
But, so how'd you do today?
I went 8-2 and had bad tiebreakers, so I didn't make the top 32 cut.
Oh, that happens, but yeah, good luck in the future, and I guess congrats on doing that great at the YCS, especially with a deck that many people, I guess, counted as dead, and you know, everyone flocked to lineups and whatnot. But alright, so let's get to it. So main deck.
Alright. Main deck, I got 3 Light Pulsar. Not much to say, it's really good still. I run 3 Dark Flare, which I think is staple for Chaos Dragons now, because you always want your Pulsars to have another target, and it won me so many games
YCS
being able
players.
to remove cards.
Top 32 pairings have been posted.
Blackluster Soldier, because everybody hates him.
Yeah.
Dark Arm, similar situation as Blackluster. Chaos Sorcerer.
Okay.
2 Judgment Dragon. I'll get back to that, why I run 2. He's basically there because with the lack of extra Chaos Sorcerers, I like to have more options, and he puts my opponents in really bad positions, which I'll explain later.
Okay.
I have 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal. He's just there. He's really good. I have Tragodia. 1 Tragodia. I found 2 is too much. I didn't like drawing both of them, and sometimes you don't want to draw 2.
A lot of people in particular, such as myself, are starting to prefer Battle Fader over Tragodia. Is there any like legitimacy to that reasoning?
I thought about it, but with Thunder King around, I would rather just be able to run over it and see if they have back. Sometimes I'll just bring it out, and if I run over it, that's great. If I don't, at least I got rid of a deep prison or something, and I'll know what their back rows are, because that's usually Thunder King doesn't even bother me. Like I'll just summon through the Thunder King, like nothing.
Okay.
It's not really anything. Gores. I run 2 Eclipse Wyvern. It used to be at 1, but I found that this is the most important card in the deck. Like, really important, like people don't understand. When you mill this and you remove a Judgment Dragon, okay, your opponent now is in a position where if you bring out a Blackluster or a Pulsar Dragon, okay, and you get back your Judgment, that now if they warning it, they're 2,000 life points less. If they don't have an out, they're already in a bad, like that'll just tell me that I've already got the game, because I have a Judgment in hand, probably more boss monsters, which I usually do. And it pretty much guarantees your game. And you could tell when you look at their faces, like the second you add the Judgment to your hand, you can tell if they have enough back rows or not.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't have bottomlesses, well, the game's over.
They automatically go into panic mode, and just by the back rows that they start touching or whatever, you start knowing which ones you gotta hit. And
exactly. This card helped me get through today. Turn 1 Rabbit, Stardust Dragon from a Starlight Road when I heavied, and then he turned 2 Rabbited into a Lagia, and I still won because of this, getting a Judgment and summoning a lot of boss monsters.
Ouais, mais il faut sortir des cartes, je pense. Just make sure it's 40. Yeah. Sorry,
that and it gives you a +1. I mean, if they get rid of your guy, you're just adding a card to your hand for free. So.
Yeah, definitely.
I run 2 Lila. I would like to run 3, but there's not enough room, so I sided the 3rd one. I always go for the turn 1 mill. Like, it doesn't matter if my hand seems bad and I have a Light Swarm monster, whether it be Lila or one of the others I'll show you. I'll just summon it just to get my mill, because usually I just need 1 mill to go off. I usually end games on turn 2 or 3.
Okay.
And yeah, you need to go off. And she pops stuff for free.
She's always a 1-for-1 no matter what.
I rarely attack with her. Like usually I just summon, pop, and end, because I don't really care unless they have like something I really have to attack. I won't attack. I have 2 Raikou. Also would like to run a 3rd in the main, but I can't fit it. But 2's fine, and I decide the 3rd one. I run 1 Aaron, which won me games versus almost every deck. Wind-ups when they go Zen mains, and when they're defending. It was the best versus agents. It won me. One guy had double Gachis, and I won just solely because of Aaron.
Yeah.
Jade, she's my out to Thunder King. I love this card, it's great. Runs over Venus when it's boosted. Lumina, she's not bad. She's there because he's an extra name, and I like discarding. I like going for game by discarding my Wyvern for it, removing Judgment, and then taking back Lila, popping a card, ending milling 6. So I'm already ready for game next turn.
Absolutely.
And then the controversial card Wolf, Lightsworn Beast. I had Garoth in before, but I never summoned Garoth. I always kept in my hand because I always had something better to summon. So then I noticed, well, if I never summon him, and I'm always pitching him for Light Pulsar, I may as well have one that if I mill it, I can, get some use out of it.
That, and I mean, it's just, it baits out a free bottomless.
Yeah, it baits out bottomless and runs over Thunder Kings. It's great. So
let's face it, no one wants to see a wolf, right? I mean,
like
a 321 beater. I mean,
I wish there was something better, but for now it's fine. So I run 1 of each just for the different names for consistency.
You're running 6 names, I think.
Yeah, 6 names in total. I run 2 Effect Veiler. 3 was, I couldn't fit the 3rd one. I probably would have ran it if I could have fit it. But I think 2 was fine because I went against 3 heroes. And I never drew any hand traps versus wind-ups at all. But I beat all 3 wind-ups too. 2 of them 2-0, 1-1.
See the judges by the High Priestess of Prophecy Giant card.
I run 2 Tour Guide.
Randy Charleston, signed up for Attack Giant card.
So tell us about Night Assailant. How good is it?
Night Assailant in Dragons is amazing. Like, because there's many games, it's like the one where I was facing down the Rabbit, the Dolka, Stardust, Lagia. Because I would pitch for Pulsar, the Lagia would negate Pulsar, I would get back my Raikou, set my Raikou. They would end up, I had already got the Dolka to negate a few cards, so he had to negate the Raikou with Stardust, and then from then on I just summoned bosses and I won. So that was nice. It just opens up so many hands. Like, you can take back your Raikou, pitch again for another Pulsar,
or can make another
It's an extra target for Tour Guide. I mean, this card is amazing. It's out to every monster. It's like, I don't know why people wouldn't run it in Dragons. Like, it might be controversial in the other decks, but it's a staple in Dragons. If you're not running it, run it.
Absolutely.
I run 1 Card Trooper. I had 2, but I had to cut 1 to add an extra Lightsworn name for consistency. He's amazing. Crashes with Thunder King. The only thing I didn't like is he's Earth, but I mean, it's a small setback. I would like to run 2, but I don't have room.
Signed up for
1 Onyx.
6.
This card won me games all day.
Joey Smith and Glenn Osorio, we're looking for you.
Solar Recharge, the standard. Charge of the Light Brigade. Allure of Darkness. Monster Reborn. Dark Hole. Heavy Storm.
Alright, so that's the main deck?
Yeah, I'll explain why I don't main Space Typhoon, since a lot of people are going to be asking that. I don't main Space Typhoon because I would rather mill monsters, and I would rather my opponent pay 2,000 for a warning than for me to Space Typhoon their warning. With this deck, the lower their life points are, the faster you're going to win the game. A lot of the time they have dead cards like Space Typhoons and other stuff. Sometimes they'll even have a skill drain out and they paid for a warning, their life is too low, you just like summon a boss, attack, just,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I hate milling spells. Like, even with 8, I'm still milling 2 to 3 spells like turn 1. I don't know why, I'm really bad luck with that, but...
Got a pile shuffle.
Yeah, and most of the time I would rather, like, even, I'll use that Rabbit deck again. If I would have drawn a Space Typhoon at any time, I would have lost that match.
Yeah.
Okay, so people think, oh, you need to main Space Typhoon. No, not in Dragons. Dragons, you can ignore that. Well, I'll go to my side deck.
Okay.
I side 3 Space Typhoons because you're going to need them for your game 2s and 3s versus wind-ups, rabbits, their macros, and deep fissures.
Level limits.
Yeah, factories, level limits. Like, you have to side this for sure.
Okay.
At least 3. I also side 3 Thunder King. I would like to main it, but I don't have room. Probably the best level 4 or lower monster in the game right now. I would say he's even better than Tour Guide right now for this format specifically. I don't know how it's going to change after this event, but right now he wins games by himself. You summon him, and sometimes they just don't have outs.
Just to play devil's advocate. I do support Ryo over, let's say, Doomcal, but why not Doomcal?
I don't like Doomcal because sometimes they'll just pitch a hand trap to kill it, and for me, I would rather them waste a hand trap on a boss or something if I wasn't going for game just baiting out cards. And Doomcal doesn't keep me field presence when they do it.
Yeah.
So it's just not. It's a bias. I don't like Doomcal very much.
Okay.
I side 3 maxis for windups. Mostly windups and agents. Although I don't side all 3 for agents, but it's really good. You need to have maxis for windups because it's just a stupid deck.
Absolutely.
And even though I never drew them versus windups today or yesterday, it's really good. 2 puppet plank. This card won me every single hero match. One of them was a hero match where the guy would go hero lives, pay 4,000, do his thing. My turn, I would summon something, a boss, he'd have to negate it, like Chaos Sorcerer or something. Now I'm like puppet plant, attack game. It's over. Like this card is just overkill, and I always win game 1. So game 2, I always win it with this once I draw it.
Absolutely. That's a great tech. I mean, I'm sure nobody actually thought of that. So major props.
Especially if you have bosses in your hand too to bait out all their back rows before you're going for the game.
Not to mention 6 Sands are still around, and
Oh yeah. It was really good versus 6 Sands. And I run 2 Electric Virus. That was for all the machine decks, which I still lost to. Those my 2 losses were to a gadget deck that got Ultimate Offering turn 1, so I couldn't really stop it. And then the other one was to some Karakuri Dark Arm thing. I'm not sure what it was exactly. It was a machine chaos deck, which I never drew these versus them. I kind of wish I did, but I didn't. And it did win me a match versus Rabbit, where they ended up making I sided it in because I didn't want to. I can't remember, something was bothering me, so I just sided one in, and they ended up stealing my monster, enemy control. Yeah, that's what it was, enemy controller. The enemy controllered my Dark Flare. I Electrovirus my Dark Flare back for the game, and he was so mad. He was like raging, but well, sorry, that's life.
Nice.
Then I side the extra Raikou and the extra Lila because I like having many outs to Defissure and Macrocosmos.
Absolutely.
So these always, like many games, they have one way to stop me getting rid of Defissure. Like if I have a Space Tycoon or whatever. So usually I'll summon this, try and pop. If I pop it, that's great, and I get a mill. And I'll have the Space Tycoon in case I get a second one.
So no fear of chain burn?
Honestly, I didn't think many people were going to play it. My friend played it from Montreal also, and he topped so with Chainburn. And I was afraid of Chainburn actually.
Mind you, with Judgment Dragon, you could like force them into activating their, going into their chain, even if it's not optimal.
In those type of decks, I would just go all out, like start discarding my hand, bringing out as many boss monsters as I can with Pulsar's effect and pitch, and that's it. I was hoping not to go against that and not to go against Countdown. I didn't think that too many people would try them. I didn't see any countdowns. I saw one Chainburn, so it seemed like it was a good call.
Okay.
I'll go to my extra deck. I run 1 Zen Mains, 1 Giga Brilliant. This card I was iffy on, but it seems to have worked, so it won me 2 games.
Yeah.
Because it's a light, and that's probably it. It's a light, and it runs over Thunder King, and if they don't tribute it, they think they have a back row. Sometimes I'll bring it out to see if they're going to negate it with Thunder King, but they won't, so I know they have a D-Prison, so I'll end up Space Tycooning their D-Prison and attacking over Thunder King. Leviathan Dragon, you're going to need, it's a staple. I pretty much only use him to remove for Red Eyes. We've done it like twice in the tournament. There, it's a staple. I don't know what else to say about it. Acid Golem, I added him last minute because I didn't have him before, and he actually won me 2 games.
Okay.
And I crashed with another acid gold. So yeah, you know what? This card's pretty legit. You summon all your bosses, and then you summon acid gold, and you're running over a lot of stuff. Maze Stroke, it's amazing. It's putting cards face down, defense. It's just great. It's all around great card. Photon, he won me a lot of games too. Or she. The effect, it's just great versus everything, like anything in defense.
Not to mention you gotta get rid of those Reapers, right?
Yeah, well, I won 1 game off a Reaper. I put in attack, and I think it died. Whatever, it didn't matter. Like it's an out to everything. Like I don't know, it's a great card, especially if I have like a Lila, and like I'll summon it, pop, and I have another level 4 on the field, and I'll just make this go for game or something. It's great, actually. I really wish I ran this earlier. Utopia, I brought it out like once. Not much to say about it. This card won me versus windups, where I got him down to really low life. I baited out like every trap, all solemn mornings, and I had no darks left in my grave, so I ended up XYZing my 2 dark flares into Tiras, and he was forced to go into Acid Golem to kill Tiras, and then I ended up just summoning a whole bunch of bosses after in succession, and yeah, it was really good. Exabeetle won me like, I don't know, maybe 4 games. His effect is really good. Popping your own Pulsar or your Sangan. There's like so much stuff, and then you make him into Gaia Dragon. It's great. Photon Strike Bouncer I brought out once against another wind-up deck where I had him at 2,000, and I ended up attacking his Zen mains and then negating his Zen mains for game in the end phase. So that was pretty great. But that was the only time I brought him out though. So. And then Gaia Dragon. Usually goes over Insector, Exabeetle, and trample damage for game. That's about it. I ran Black Rose for whenever I need to Black Rose, which I did like once. Allied Justice Catastor. I brought him out maybe 2 or 3 times against agents and machines, hoping they didn't have a Cyber Dragon, but I needed it. They didn't have Cyber Dragon anyway. And Scrap Dragon, never brought him out.
No Queen Dragon to Jin?
No, I used to have it, and I didn't find it very useful. I think it was only one time today where I actually wanted it, but I just went Maestroke. I didn't really need it. You know?
Okay, so Maestroke was generally more useful. Okay.
I did forget to add the one of the Jins there.
Tempo?
Yeah. And I actually thought I did have it because I bought it yesterday to put it in the deck, and then I forgot to put it. So when I was playing one game, I almost lost to windups because I thought I had game, and I made a play to get the Tempo. I didn't have it, and then I was like, oh shoot.
What would you cut out for it then?
I'd probably cut out maybe Scrap Dragon. I'm not sure. It's like these. I always have a chance to bring these out, and they do win me games. Just this weekend, Scrap Dragon I never brought out, but before that I was always bringing them out. So I don't know.
Okay, so maybe
I think I'd cut Scrap Dragon. At first I was gonna cut Giga Brilliant, but now I see it's too important. So.
Yeah, with Thunder King turning about, not to mention he puts a light in your grave when you're light starved, so...
Yeah, and that's about it for the deck.
Alright guys. Any final comments, shoutouts?
Shoutouts... Well, I could give shoutouts to the people that thought the deck sucked.
Alright,
perfect. And I like to prove them wrong, and that's about it.
Yeah, alright, well, Indignation from Duelist Groundz. Congrats on your, well, almost top, but I mean, let's face it, any other YCS probably would have been a top, so congratulations, and best of luck this format with your deck.
Thanks.
Alright, Team Gamekeeper guys, see you soon.